Hi, I'm Gary Brodsky from www.garybrodsky.com. And what we're going to talk about here is how to be a gigolo. Now, the first question you probably have is, how did this whole thing start? Because I was a gigolo for 2 years. I'll tell you how it all started. Where, when, how, with all the real names, because that's in the books and that's on the CDs. I was at the Oyster Bar in the Plaza Hotel, New York City. And there was this beautiful, beautiful woman sitting at the bar alone, and some guy came up to hit on her, and he was telling her, oh, I'm wealthy, I've got this, I've got that, the usual routine. Do you want some champagne? Do you want this? I can get you this, I can get you into movies. Boom, she blows him off, okay? I'm sitting there it was me, my brother Palehead, the fat kid. We're just sitting there eating dinner, and we're watching her, and another guy comes up and he's throwing his rap. His rap was great. He said he owned the Empire State Building. Okay, maybe he did, I don't know. She blew him off. So we're joking around at the table, and the fat kid says to me, why don't you go up and see how good you do with her? I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. What do I got to lose, right? So I go up and I sit down next to her. I give a couple of looks here and there, back and forth. And she says, so what's your story? I had to think of something quick, right? So I said to her, I'm a gigolo. Okay, you want to talk to me, you got to pay me. Now, I was being funny. I didn't know that she took me seriously. She goes, oh, really? How much? I said, $2,200. Now, how did I come up with that number? American Express was haunting me daily because I was like a little behind, like about 3, 4, 5 months. They owed him $2,200. So I figured, okay, maybe this will cover my American Express bill. I was just being funny, just a number popped out of my head. Anyway, she said, okay, will you take a check? I said, of course I'll take a check. I'll take checks, cash. I just thought she was playing along with a joke. So she writes me out a check to cash, $2,200. I put it in my pocket. She goes, let's go to my room. We went to her room. I spent the night with her. Beautiful night, okay? Gave my phone number, came back. At that time I was living in New York, Brooklyn actually, as you could probably tell by the accent. And, the fat kid was said, hey, I had to go because he was a tenant I was renting to. And I said, went very well. She even gave me a check. We were playing along with this game. And he goes, why don't we cash a check? I said, come on, it's a joke. She wrote the check as a joke. He goes, let's go to the bank and see if we can cash it. I said, okay. So I went to the bank, cashed the check. I figure, oh, now I'm going to get a really pissed off call when she finds out I cashed a check because it was supposed to be a joke. About a week and a half later, the phone rings, and there was no caller ID back then. This is in the mid-'80s, and I'm saying to myself, oh, here it comes. Because I had the money set aside to give back to her. She goes, can I see you again? This time I'll pay you cash. I can't believe this. I figure I'm going to go back there, and she's going to have 2 guys with baseball bats to work me over. No, she paid me the cash. I spent another night with her. This is great. I'm like, why is she paying me for this? Okay. 2 days later after that, she calls me again and says, I have a referral for you. I didn't even know what a referral was then. She had another girl for me. Same price. Beautiful girls, both of them. Both models. I'm like, why are they paying me? So I went along with the ride, and I kept getting referrals after referrals, and I was amazed. What really amazed me is how much I learned about women and why they hire gigolos. And you're probably going to say, well, why do they hire them? And I'm going to answer you. Because a gigolo is a guy that is not going to annoy her with, when will I see you again? Try to get into a relationship. Pester her with, where have you been? How come you didn't call me back? It's basically, they're paying for memories, they're paying for excitement, they're paying for thrills, they're paying for a good date. Basically, they're hiring you for a good date. And it's not all about sex. A lot of it is, but it's not all about it. A lot of it is about having fun. Something that women in the 80s, now we're talking about the 80s, were dying for. Think about today. How much women are dying for it. For fun. For enjoyment, for a guy they could be with and spend a night with and have all sorts of fun. And women's favorite thing? No accountability. None. Fun, and they do pay. It happens all the time. But the reason I am talking to you about my CD set, How to Be a Gigolo, and my book, which is available in ebook as well, How to Be a Gigolo, is there's more information in these books and CDs about women in general, and how to get women and what they really like and don't like, than you're going to find almost anywhere else. In fact, you will not find it anywhere else. You know, you have other dating gurus out there, and I found out that 2 out of the 5 major guys actually go to Match.com. Okay, that's how bad things are. They've got great marketing, great skills at selling stuff that doesn't work. I wish I had their skills at that. But my skills are with women, and that's what your skills should be. And, you know, think about, you know, the mentality of why a woman would have to pay a guy. A lot of these women, in fact, all but one, were gorgeous. Some are models, some are very famous. They want a guy that they could have an affair with, and again, not have to worry about the guy calling, stalking, coming back. They sort of pay to play. Now you're going to say, how do I get started? Well, that's covered in the book as well. A lot of guys who've called me up have gotten started. There was one guy, and he sends a lot of emails. You can see his blog posts up on some of the things, but his name's Nathaniel, and he couldn't get a date, didn't know how to get a date. I said, why don't you try being a gigolo? And it started out again as a joke. I told him just how women thought. He is now a gigolo for Vegas showgirls, okay? He has the most beautiful women in the world paying him to spend the night. Paying him to listen to them. Yes, if you want to be a gigolo, want to know how to really get to women, what they really think about, then you must get this CD, which actually goes this way, this book. It's on ebook, so you can have it right now. The CD's on automatic download. You can be listening to it right now. Just go to www.GaryBrodsky.com. That's my favorite place, and it should be yours. And you can learn all the incredible things about how women think, how they size you up, how to make the move, and if you want to, how to become a gigolo. But not every guy wants to be a gigolo. It's not a necessity. But every guy wants to know how women think, and in this book it covers how to be the type of guy that every woman wants. The type of guy that they're willing to pay for because they can't find him anywhere else. And it doesn't matter what you look like. Believe me, looks do not matter when it comes to women. Why? Women are so obsessed about their looks that your looks don't matter. That's a fact. There is nothing that is not covered in this series of Gigolo stuff about women that you will not know. You'll know how they think, what they want, what they look for. In those first few seconds, whether they're going to sleep with you or not, and how to set up those first few seconds so that they do sleep with you. Really great stuff. You get a lot of great feedback about this. Again, How to Be a Gigolo and the Complete Guide to Being a Gigolo is available on www.GaryBrodsky.com. You will benefit greatly. Thank you for listening. See you there.